Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heroic 3D Arts Gaming. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So yeah, like I said the other day, I went positive whether I was going to stream tonight, depending on how I felt. But today I woke up with I woke up feeling hungover, even though I didn't drink anything last night. Slamming headache, heartburn. I still got it now, but I had such a good night watching the Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn fight. Figured, you know, I feel good. I'll do a couple of hours live stream. But yeah, what a fight, man! That was, personally, I think that's going to be fight of the year. To me, it already is fight of the year right now, because it was just so active. Okay, I hate when, you know, you got two fighters in the build up to their fight, and they're all like, I'm going to smash your head in, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do you some serious harm. And then it comes to the fight, and it's all hugs. You know, one or two punch here. It's very respectful. This one, it was disrespectful from the very get-go. I mean, there were some shots that Conor Benn threw that was spiteful. There were shots that Eubank Jr. threw that was spiteful. Chris Eubank got hurt in the, I think it was the second or the third. Conor Benn, I mean, in the 8th round, Eubank could have taken it. I mean, if they had a couple of more seconds in that 8th round, I think by the end of that 8th round, Eubank would have dropped him, because he was just getting hit all over the place. And watching Eubank Jr. work, I don't get why this guy gets so much hate. Yeah, all right, he's never won a world title. Every time he's gone to fight for a world title, he's lost. But it shows that he's willing to get up there, go in with those big guys, and fight them. He put his shots together like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just phenomenal from the get-go. Like I said, as soon as that first bell rung, I got a little bit worried for the start, because to me, Eubank was rushing a little, and anyone who has been following the build-up to this fight will know last night Eubank Jr. did not look good after the weigh-in. He looked like a corpse. I would be surprised if he is not in this game and I am cutting him open, because, like I said, he looked like a corpse. But, so yeah, he went in the first round and he rushed a little. I was thinking, no, you don't want to do that. I was backing Eubank from the start. I'm always going to bank Eubank Jr. because he's a clean fighter. I mean, I'm not going... On any other day, I would probably back Conor Benn. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say, oh, I absolutely hate Conor Benn or anything like that. I don't. He's a decent fighter, but he hasn't fought massive opposition, and since he got caught drug cheating, you know, he hasn't knocked anyone out or anything, but it takes guts to get in the ring. I know people are going to be, I know some people are going to be like, yeah, but he paid £1 million to clear his name and things like that. if you're paying £1 million, you are not clearing your name. You are paying someone to dummy a report. If you are a clean fighter, you will not need to pay anyone to clear your name. I don't know whether it was... I don't know whether it was someone who sneaked it into his drink or his food or something like that, but that drug was in his system. Regardless, to me, he's a drug cheat, so that's why I was backing Eubank Jr., because he's the clean fighter, and that's what we need more of in boxing or any combat sport. Forget bike riding and, you know, the Isle of Man and the Tour de France and stuff like that. Nobody's getting hurt in those sports. But you take steroids or you take this or that or anything to enhance your performance, then no, you lose my respect, because at that point you're not going into a boxing match to win by points or knockout. You're looking to kill someone or seriously hurt them at the most. I ain't about that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be put off by a fight if someone does get seriously hurt. I mean, I still follow Eubank Jr. after the tragic fight with Nick Blackwell, which resulted in that Nick Blackwell dying in an ambulance on the way to the hospital to be revived. I mean, boxing is boxing. It's dangerous. So you don't need the extra steroids or enhancements to make it even more dangerous. One punch can kill someone, is all I'm saying. But it was amazing to see Eubank Sr. in the ring with him. To be honest, I thought Eubank Sr. was being a bit of an arsehole. Again, he's a childhood hero of mine. I watched him when I was growing up. I watched him fight Joe Kozaki, Nigel Benn. I watched it all. Whether I was watching it... I don't think I was watching it live. I think I was watching them on YouTube or a recording of some sort. I was really young back then. Probably in the mix of when I was watching Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson, those kind of people. So yeah, they are childhood heroes of mine. But I think he was being a little bit of an arsehole towards Junior in the build-up. Like, my son's a disgrace. He should have his license revoked. He's breaking the rules. He's doing this. He's doing that. I think to myself, yeah, but it's selling the fight, and that's what it did. A sold-out stadium, and there was people wanting to buy tickets. I think they could have done 100,000 people at that stadium, and it would have been still people trying to get tickets. Because it's the history of the name, the Eubank Ben fights. Because that's what it was tonight. It was the Eubank Ben trilogy fight. And, yeah, it... more an absolute show it's been. From the egg slap to the bit of rivalry between the two. I thought this was going to be like the whole Tony Bellew and David Haye build-up. Like, it was very heated in the build-up, but in the fight it was quite boring. And the Eubank Ben fight, you knew that these guys hated each other. I don't think they even hugged or shook hands with each other afterwards. I know Conor Ben said, you know, fighting talk is fighting talk. but there was a lot of stuff in that fight that was a bit spiteful. In my view, I think the ref was an arsehole. I was hoping that he would catch a quote-unquote accidental right hook so that someone else could step in. Because there was a lot of things Conor Benn was getting away with, like punches to the back of the head. Eubank would retaliate. He'd get a warning. Conor Benn didn't get anything. Conor Benn, kidney punches, nothing. Punching on the brakes. Like, when the referee instructs you to stop fighting, you stop fighting. And then there's the rule of protect yourself at all times. Conor was still punching when the referee said break, and when Eubank Jr. Protected himself at all times by hitting back, the referee was like, no, you don't do that. To Eubank, well, there was nothing for Conor Benn. And then in the later rounds, everything got a bit messy, but two of them were to blame. But only Eubank got a warning again. So I also think that the weigh-in was a little bit unfair. I mean, weighing in at 160.05 pounds. I mean, you take 160 pounds of sugar and drop it on your foot. Then you take 160 pounds, 0.05, and drop it on the other foot, and you tell me if you feel a difference. There is no difference. I mean, at 0.5, at 0.05, I was hoping Eubank pulled an egg out of his pants and be like, there's the extra weight. Because it doesn't even weigh that much of an egg. But yeah, fight was amazing. If you watched it, leave a comment below. Let me know who you thought won. I think it was Eubank all the way. When it came to after fourth round, it was even. It was 2-2, in my opinion. But then from round 5 to round 9, it was Eubank. And then round 10, I would say Conor edged it, but not by a massive margin. And then 10, 11, absolutely, definitely, no argument whatsoever. 12 was all Eubank. What a fight. For me, like I said, so far, fight of the year. It's going to be hard to top it. You also think, other thing I didn't like is the way the ref was too involved. Like, it was constant break. If they're breaking the rules, punching on the back of the head, kidney punches, break them up. Fair enough. But if they're on the inside, and they, in a bit of a clinch, they punch in and stuff like that, let them go for it. Let them go for it. Because, if I'm Eubank or Ben, I'm saying to the ref, look, it's a grudge match. All bets are off. We ain't here to play nicely. We ain't here to respect your rules. We're here just to take lumps out of each other and see who's left standing at the end of it. I think the fight could have been over a lot quicker if the referee didn't get so involved with things that weren't so major. But it's boxing. And, there are rules that have to be followed. I just didn't like the referee giving so many warnings to one fighter and none to the other fighter, even though they were doing the exact same shit. So yeah, enough about boxing. This is a gaming channel, not a boxing channel. Maybe I should start a boxing channel. So yeah, onto the game. We're playing Autopsy Simulator. I put a poll out the other day asking what game I should play. Unfortunately, I only got 2 votes. And both votes was for Autopsy Simulator. I don't know what to expect of this game. I'm expecting it to be... It's the first time playing, so I'm expecting it to be gruesome, creepy, disturbing. So, I'm hoping that YouTube doesn't take it down or penalize me for it. I really don't know. I'm treading into unknown waters bigger with this type of content. I don't know if it's allowed. If you don't see me upload again, just know I'm out on some desert island because YouTube's dropped me off there. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know what to expect from this game. Because of the type of content it is, I do have to warn you that some images are going to be disturbing. You may see things that you may find disturbing, or some things that may offend you. Yeah, I'm not really good at doing this warning stuff. Pre-content warning. Shall we see what the game is like? Well, I swear to God, I hope I do not puke. I shouldn't. I'm normally good with this kind of stuff. So, let's go ahead and hit... Wait, which one are we going for? Dead memories. I'm guessing this is like a sandbox mode. This is a story mode. So, I will go with story mode first. And if it's too short, I'll go in sandbox mode.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Beatsville. Dr. Jack Hanman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students.
Someone's grumpy.
I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time?
So, check the bathroom for your pills.
they definitely pay me too little for this.
How the hell do you expect me to read this? Hi, this is Kate Brooks, reporter for the New Orleans Weekly. I couldn't find... Oh, wait. I just noticed this. I couldn't find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you are avoiding me, Mr. Handman. Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write an article commemorating your wife's achievements. We would be delighted to talk to you about it. Along with this note, I'm also leaving my business card. Let me call you this evening. I hope to find you at home or at the office. Okay. I'm guessing... By the way, he reacted to you. He wants nothing to do with you. What's this?
Another kidnapping this month.
A lot of people being kidnapped then, I'm guessing. Oh, we got more stuff to look around here.
Stephen didn't clean up after himself again. Wednesday. It's not my favorite day, although it's certainly better than Monday. I guess it was in another life.
I thought I'd check. Like normally games like this, you pick up a
Awful.
photo frame.
It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine.
And there's a key on the back of it. Close the window for some reason. This is creepy as hell.
I don't see any need to mess with the electrics. They are flaky enough as it is.
Is this the bathroom? God, what lives in here?
Okay, time to pull myself together. And get back to work. I need to set up the camera first.
We just saw the camera, so... There it is.
Now remember, Jack, don't forget, hit the record button this time. Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
There's already someone on the table. I'm gonna, switch to the be right back screen. I'm gonna still be here. I just want to make sure there's no nudity in this. I really don't want to lose my content. So I'm gonna make sure there's no nudity in it. And yeah, I'll still be here talking. Okay, so he's all blurred out. But, like, he's blurred where it needs to be blurred. So thank you for that.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
Is he gonna still be blurred? Don't screw with me, game. I'm going to switch back to BRB. No, oh, okay. He's still blurred.
(8:43 p.m.) Recording for medical students.
Oh, this is going to be gross.
Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal.
Take a look at the autopsy chalkboard.
Let's start.
Tell the students what is important in this profession.
Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
Tool wheel and... tool wheel at hand.
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
So what now? Did we do number 4?
During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive. Many entries are visible at first glance. Now, onto the police folder.
Yeah, we did that.
That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Police file.
The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows. The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man. Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket.
Change page.
He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
So gotta find protective gloves. The right way.
Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera. It's in here somewhere.
What's this? Eye wash. Goggles would help with it. So where's the camera? Oh, wait, what's it?
Aha! There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame. Voila! Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary. The boiler yield wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
So he's got a wound. Are they? The feet don't look great.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
Blunt force trauma, but they?
That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain. Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite? In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Okay. Where do I get the thing for basic data? Here? Are we ready for this, guys?
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay, as you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass. Which spot first? I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen.
This is already
It
quite
looks like
gruesome.
a burn mark, no doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case. Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color. Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all. So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
So, what do we do here? Where's the clipboard gone? Have I gone mad? Oh, right, okay.
First, I mark the location of the entries and make notes for each one. So, the head wound. Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first. Even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. We're not in frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can also be causes of frostbite. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of.
Causes of death.
Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head. The night's been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic.
Yeah. We've already said it's not going to be this.
This is of no interest to us. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Okay. Down the clipboard.
We still have one thing left from the basics: rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually re-raise it,
Okay, so what am I doing wrong?
now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
I guess I put the clipboard back down.
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw.
We're going straight into the head. Tools.
The cut is made from ear to ear. After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull.
He better not be a fucking zombie and pop out at me.
After the basic
Seriously.
examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section. Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board. Pills. I need my pills.
What? What do you mean your pills?
My head. Oh, I can't think straight. Pills. Where are my pills?
God, this guy's a psycho. Why is... Oh, okay. No. Oh, dirty animal. He just poured that onto his bloody hands. And then shoved them straight into his mouth. What is wrong with him? He didn't even wash his hands. Dirty animal. There's a sink right by here.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
Come on. What's going on?
So far, so good. The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Okay, return to the autopsy.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well. Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs. I have
Okay.
a scalpel from my kit. The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y.
Okay, so we're going into the chest.
To reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall. Alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
Do we need to? It's all slimy.
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
Loppers.
Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So, we should take a closer look at those lungs. We can see widespread black and tarry deposits caused by smoking cigarettes. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Is that it?
What now?
Select the syringe and
Now's
obtain
a good
3
time to
samples.
collect some samples. Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart, and the bladder. I'm interested to see the concentration of alcohol in the body. Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse. 5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it. Left on the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid. Now we take our samples to the centrifuge, but before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
I'm still grossed out by him. Put the pills into his bloody glove and... no.
This whole thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
No, you should burn it.
Let's get back to the examination. We put all of the samples into the rotor. Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
Notes. Time 15 minutes. Speed 70%. Oh, it was... That's some small writing right there. I think I'm bang on 15 today. And 70%.
Okay, let's roll.
Now what?
Oh shit. The fuses again. Where were we? Oh yes. The blood alcohol content. Let's see what we've got here.
Collect the samples.
Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all. Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart. We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal.
Okay.
At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death. Now let's take a closer look at the stomach. Size is normal, healthy, pink color, and as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside. We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out. We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
I hope he chews his food. Or chewed. This part ain't so bad. From fishing, like, when it was a fish that I wanted to keep, and I was gutting it, the first thing I would do is cut open the gut, open the stomach, just so that I could see what it's eating.
Okay, large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
We gotta check his intestines.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
Oh, okay, so we're going for the neck.
At first glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray. While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a
Trying to see if we could check the other lung.
To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen. And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Okay, so he choked.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death.
So, really, it's two causes.
That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Would have been accident, wouldn't it?
Now it's all clear. The death was... The mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up. For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps. And then, we sew the deceased back up.
The needle?
I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey. God, I'm tired. I'll drop these
Rest in
samples
peace,
off
buddy.
at the lab on the way to the bar.
We're not going to wash our hands? We'll take all this crap off?
It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed. It's probably a health hazard now.
What?
I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today. But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm not sure. Is pathologist classed as a medical personnel? Because if so, this guy's got no hygiene sense. What's this part? What's going on here? Really? Da 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 da. Chapter 1. I thought that was
Forgive
chapter
me.
1.
What? Ah, fuck. I should take my pills.
This guy's got an addiction.
So much light everywhere.
What's in here? Oh, it's the bathroom.
It's a shame this won't help with my hangover. The fucking phone. It's just too dirty to use. Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh. God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since... you know.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask, do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh. Okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you. Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
So we gotta look for a picture frame. I'm guessing.
I'm not in the mood for music lately.
No, that's not it. Not it. With two people in the frame. Can't read that.
The remnants of last night's binge with Steven. I'm not sure if it's still edible.
Ooh, could that be it? No. It needs to be two women, doesn't it?
Some days, I just feel like setting fire to all this paperwork. I'm fed up with it.
Maybe you should get through it.
An indispensable element of every office. I should really try and read a few of these. It's been almost a year. It's always good to have something for a rainy day. She always believed she could change people for the better, even me. She got it for her first day of work, and she broke it the same day. She said it was for luck. It was a miracle that the coffee didn't wash off the writing. Until death do us part. I wasn't able to support her through this.
I'm guessing something quite sinister happened. Like, I don't know, maybe she died a horrible death and he was the one who had to perform the autopsy.
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam.
Oh, that's the picture, isn't it?
It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer. These were from Thanksgiving. Stephen invited me. I was going to give them to his mother, but then I met Alice. That was the first time I saw her.
Oh, I gotta find an envelope now.
Time flies, and probably doesn't have to get up to work.
Oh, there we go. That was pretty quick.
Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
I thought you said that the dead wasn't impatient.
Oh shit. Almost left the door open. I should
Really?
grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
You have to close the damn door. Just to making sure that... Damn. Bloody hell. It does work. I'm guessing that was just the elevator.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay, all done here. Time to go.
Get in your car and leave for work.
Ah, damn. I forgot my jacket. Ah, well. I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
So, how are you guys finding the game so far?
Fresh. At least it's peaceful here.
It's very gritty so far, in my opinion.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley. Has Steven delivered the body?
Mm-hmm.
Did he leave it where he usually does?
Uh-huh.
As always, it's a real pleasure talking to you.
If you say so.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy.
Go to the office.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet.
Inspect your muffin.
Birthday. I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work.
Come on then, let's get back to it. What's in here? Okay, some sort of lab. Got x-rays. It's very detailed, this game, which is always good. I'm gonna trust that everything's blurred.
I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later. Ah, man. I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again? Steven laughs at me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught. November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Lecture for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs, so today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, police folder.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Samantha Barker. Now I remember. There's probably gonna be a lot of chatter about this. When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy. Found in her own apartment by police patrol, officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days.
So my guess so far, it's going to be an overdose. The mention of rehab and, you know, not being able to get a hold of her and stuff like that doesn't really sound so suspicious that it's going to be a murder or something malicious like that. Let's continue.
During the interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show.
I feel like that's a common thing with talent shows, is nobody's ever really prepared for what comes after the talent show. Like, for me in the UK, it's the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent. And you see a lot of the stars, they win the show, they go on to release their albums. And a lot of them, they get fame really quick. They move on to drugs, alcohol, to cope with the situation of being followed by paparazzi and tabloids and things like that. Yeah, they're just thrown straight into it. Like, it seems like nobody's there to coach them or support them or train them mentally. So, yeah.
After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication came into play.
That's another one, like, I don't know if it's creative drought or what, but a lot of these contestants who win things like X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, after the first single or the first album, you don't really see much of them anymore. I mean, people in second place tend to do better than people who've won first place. So, yeah, you know, this story so far is quite accurate. I don't know what it's like in America. I don't know if X Factor and America's Got Talent has the same type of profile, where people are winning and they're not really getting anything from it. Over here in Britain's Got Talent, a good few years ago, there was a young lad on there called, I think it was George Sampson. He was a dancer. We didn't see him for years after he won Britain's Got Talent. I mean, he did his show for the royal family, and that was it. And then after a few years, then he joined a show called Waterloo Road. Did a small season on that, and then again disappeared. I can't remember his last name, but there was a guy who did X Factor. I think it was one of the first X Factor seasons. He won it, and now he's just he had all his money. He'd done his first single, and now he's in cafes playing little guitars and things like that. I don't know whether it's the fame that got to him, like he didn't want to be famous. He just wanted to. He thought he wanted to be famous, so he went on X Factor. He won it, then decided no, this ain't for me, and decided to go back to playing in cafes and things like that. I don't know, but yeah, with this story, it seems very, very similar to a lot of things that I've seen from talent shows. So let's continue.
The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair. Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment. Well, let's see what settled this matter.
Okay. Just making sure there's nothing I've left.
As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. This time, we don't have to focus on the clothes too much. However, there are cases where a clothing analysis can lead to the cause of death.
Okay. Thank you for blurring everything. Pick up the photo camera.
Okay, now we can continue with the examination. Again, begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time it will cease being embarrassing for you. First, we photograph the whole body. And now, any suspicious looking marks or wounds.
So... bruised knuckles?
Yes, I've seen this many times.
Okay, you're not going to give an explanation?
You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion.
Okay, so she's got bruises. Strangulation?
Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this.
Maybe she was murdered.
Well, there's even more here.
Some heavy bruising.
A few we will need to look into here.
Stomach bruises. Feet. Perform autopsy.
Notes prepared. Time to take a closer look.
Inspect areas of concern with a magnifying glass.
Some furrows have imprinted more strongly, others less, as if someone was, undecided?
Okay.
The number of bruises suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle. Such bruises are caused by either a very heavy blow or by some internal issues. And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured. Others still contain fluid residue.
Okay.
More numerous blisters. We have some leads to investigate here. Let's write this down.
So we go back to clipboard.
On the neck of the deceased, we can see clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death. Given the condition of the deceased, it's difficult to tell immediately whether the bruises were the result of a struggle or perhaps the result of iron deficiency. Currently, it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result of a beating or whether it could be some kind of internal bleeding. In general, such blisters usually appear in the case of mechanical abrasions, but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. The most likely cause of such skin changes is the high concentration of barbiturates in the body. Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggests that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning.
Okay, so possible cause of death.
A severed spinal cord, trauma to the larynx, or
Suicide.
trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss Barker's coffin. The examination with a UV lamp will dispel some doubts. Potential attackers could have left traces. After examining the organs, we can easily verify whether there was internal bleeding or whether the deceased was suffering from something. I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests, to be checked in the lab later. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis.
Okay.
But first I'll check for external traces. For this we use the good old UV lamp.
UV lamp. Oh, here we go.
I look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any. The area around the head is empty. Right hand clean. Legs, there's nothing here. Torso, empty, without marks. The left hand seems to be fine. No marks. Well, nothing to surprise us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand.
Okay.
And we check for rigor mortis.
Remember to do it slow.
Again, the hand falls freely. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one.
Okay.
So, I'm starting the internal inspection.
So, scalpel.
I dissect the skin of the deceased. and I proceed to deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue. Now for the ribs.
Loppers?
What do we have here? Or rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body.
Okay,
I just need my syringe. Just to be sure, I'm taking samples from 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out, or confirm, alcohol poisoning as the cause of death.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think
I'll transfer these to the
being hung is the cause of death. Retrieve the notebook from your office.
What was it? 15, 70, 10, 75? Numbers have never been my strong point.
15 and 70, I think it was.
Birthdays and anniversaries. I'm lucky Alice always forgave me.
Place the samples.
Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
Yeah, 1570. Really hard to see this writing. I think that's right.
I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out. The laboratory is already open, so... Fucking hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! The fuses need resetting. Where is he? Fuck it. I'll do it myself.
How the hell am I supposed to do this? I can't see anything.
A considerable collection.
I can literally see nothing.
A considerable collection.
Oh, wait. We found it. We found it. The hell was the... We got ghosts. We got freaking ghosts. I thought it was our Ridley guy.
First the right,
But the door didn't open.
then the left. Your other right, Jack.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And voila. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm not ready to turn
Can't I
around.
work in peace. Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yeah, eventually everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we'd best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew! How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck!
What? What's happening?
Quiet!
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Steven, was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. They want me on site.
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck. Calm down, Jack. Pills. I need my pills. You heard him, Jack. A serious accident. Lots of victims. He's definitely dead.
This guy does not have a good life, does he?
Yes. Nothing's going to happen.
Oh, he did it with a bloody glove again.
Christ. I've got to get back to work.
You're at a sink and you didn't even bother washing your hands. You dirty animal. What is wrong with you? What's this? It's a goddamn scrubbing brush. You could have used it to wash your fucking hands. You dirty animal. Who's slamming doors? Oh yeah, I forgot. We got that goddamn ghosts.
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor if I need to. My old...
Okay, this is getting creepy.
Alright, let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap. And miraculously, yes, the samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
Place the samples into the rack. What rack? I don't think I've seen a rack.
Seems to be set up and ready to go.
Am I blind?
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
I can't find...
My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
There is no rack. Is it in here?
Right. Let's
okay.
look this up. I placed the test tubes in the rack.
Take a pipette and set it to draw.
Now, just take 5 milliliters from each. Precisely. And the next.
Set it to draw 10 mil.
Five more.
So 15.
We put the prepared sample into the machine.
Or machine. Oh, okay.
Let's see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation. I can return to the body and continue the rest of the examination. The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body.
Return to the autopsy.
It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail.
Okay, so exclude alcohol as a potential.
First, I'll pick up the syringe again.
Okay.
I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body. That's enough. I'll do the test later. I'd best not try my luck with the centrifuge right now. Now I remove the liver.
So we gotta remove the liver. That's this. Okay, I've checked the liver and there's nothing there. It's not letting me go back. Let me just go to main menu. Hopefully I don't have to restart the whole thing.
Nice and fresh. At least
No,
I'm
seriously,
here.
I do. Let's just go back to main menu for a minute. Let's see if I can load an autosave. Yeah, no.
Nice and fresh. At least I'm peaceful here.
How do I save a game? Doesn't tell me.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley. Has Stephen delivered the body?
Mm-hmm.
Did he leave it where he usually does?
Uh-huh.
As always, it's a real pleasure talking to you.
If you say so.
We gotta go through all of this again.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy. Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Hi, Jack. You what? Well, yeah, I
We've already done all this. We don't need to
That's Barford.
listen
of
to all of
course.
it
I
again.
wonder when this clown will learn to look at birthday. Alice. Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work. I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later. Ah, man. I remember you. You were on the...
Yeah, we know it all. We don't need to
Stephen laughs.
go through it all again.
He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught. November 23rd, the lecture. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs. So today we'll be consolidating our yes. So there. When questioned, friends admit found in her own apartment by police patrol. Offered during the interrogation, after her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. The deceased was found in her own apartment. As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. Okay, now we can continue with the examination. Again,
I'm just trying to speed through all of this.
Photographs of the cadaver.
We've done it all.
I guarantee that over time it will cease being embarrassing for you. First, we photograph the whole body. And now, any suspicious-looking marks or wounds.
So it's neck.
Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this. Yes, I've seen this many times. You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion. Well, there's even more here.
There was another one, wasn't there? Oh yeah, bruise and beer.
A few we will need to look into here. Notes prepared. Time to take a closer look.
Magnifying glass.
Some furrows have imprinted as if the number of bruises suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle. Such bruises are caused by either a vein or by... And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered. Some of them are... More numerous blisters. We have some leads to investigate here. Let's write this down.
Oh yeah, clipboard.
On the neck of the deceased, we can, given the condition of the deceased, currently it's difficult in general, although it's easier to have abrasion with a number and a severed spinal cord. Examination with a UV lamp will I'll add Barb to be checked in the lab later. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol, but first I'll for this.
Begin thorough analysis with the UV lamp.
I look carefully at the hole, but the area around the head is empty. Torso, right hand clean. The left hand seems to legs. There's nothing here. Well, nothing to surprise us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand. And we check for rigor mortis. Again, the hand falls for since we will examine all the key organs one by one. So, I'm starting the internal inspection.
Scalpel?
I dissect the skin of the deceased.
No, can I... No? What have I missed?
And I
there we go.
deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue.
Oh, come on. Thank you.
Now for the ribs. What do we have here? Or rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe.
Syringe?
Just to be sure, I'm taking samples from 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out, or confirm, alcohol poisoning as the cause of death. I'll transfer these to the centrifuge.
Notebook, even though I don't need it.
What was it? 15, 70, 10, 75? Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries. I'm lucky Alice always forgave me. Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
Let's double check it. That's it, 1570. Oh, I gotta check my notes.
I'm starting the centrifuge.
Here we go.
Let's see what results come out. The laboratory is already open, so... Fucking... Mr. Riddle! The fuse is... Fuck it. I'll do it.
Oh, that's a bit lit up more now, ain't it? Ready? Ghost. Did not open the door.
First the right, and then the left. And voila. Oh, for fuck.
Hey, look, he came through here. There's nowhere to come from. He went in here. Apart from the window, which is, you know, got bars on it, there was nowhere for him to go. That was a ghost. I don't even care if it's Casper, I don't want to meet him.
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yeah, eventually everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we'd best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew! How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck!
What? What's happening?
Quiet!
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Was... Steven... Was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. You want me on site?
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck. Calm down, Jack. Pills. I need my pills. You heard him, Jack. A serious accident. Lots of victims.
I didn't quite.
He's
I
definitely
watched
dead.
this again because I didn't quite catch everything of what was being said. I'm guessing this Red Pete guy is someone who was the result of his wife's death.
Nothing's going to happen. Christ.
The bloody glove
Gotta
again.
get back to work.
Slamming the damn door like they pay bills.
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor if I need to. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
Yeah, I need to.
My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid.
I forgot about that.
Alright, let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap. And miraculously, yes, the samples I'll try.
So let's go do the whole alcohol test again.
Alright, let's load this up. I placed the test tubes in the rack. Now, just take 5 milliliters from each. Precisely. And the next.
$10 mils.
Five more.
It seems like one of those. Well, it reminds me of those suction pen things that you get for sucking up solder off of circuit boards.
We put the prepared sample into the machine. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just, I can return to the body.
When
The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, it disturbs the... Also remember that alcohol affects the... First, I'll pick up the syringe again. I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body. That's enough. I'll do the test later. I'd best not try my luck with the centrifuge right now. Now I removed the liver.
this is where it screwed me up last time. There's no save button. Stomach, intestines, lungs, heart. It's this. This looks weird. Yeah.
No lesions. However, it is slightly enlarged. Perhaps it's a slight inflammation or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result of the deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ. The weight is 1,300 grams. The liver is enlarged.
Okay. Cut to the transfers to the cutting board.
I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes. The blade glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure.
I'm getting quite used to this now.
No steatosis or cirrhosis. The liver
I just don't want
to
ghost popping up out of me. Okay. Return to the autopsy.
The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs or other substances? I move on to the heart. Oh. At a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack. The deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to natural causes. The liver is enlarged, not from alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates.
I think that's one of the things I fear the most, is a heart attack. Unfortunately, they seem to run in my father's side of the
How she
family.
was able to get hold of these drugs. The last time I saw this kind of poisoning was a few years ago. He was a middle-aged guy. He took his medication and forgot about it. So he took another pill. He forgot again and took another one. And another one. Until he took the last one. That's why it's better to have amnesic drugs in boxes labeled with the days of the week. This sort of thing rarely happens anymore.
Do I need to
Doctors
check
tend to
notes?
prescribe benzodiazepines. They are safer, but still shouldn't be combined with alcohol.
10 minutes, 55%. 75%. Good thing I checked the page, isn't it? So 10. And 75.
We close the centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again. It looks like our luck is in.
But yeah, so like my
We can take the samples to the lab now.
father's father, I don't call him grandfather because he died when my father was only 15, I think it was. I think my father remember saying so. So yeah, I don't really call him grandfather, or you know, he died of a heart attack. His mother died of a stroke. Again, died way before I was born, way before my oldest brother was born. So, again, I don't call her grandmother or nan or things like that. But it's the same on my mum's side. My grandfather, my mum's father died before my brother was born. My brother's actually named after him because of how close it was. But I call my mother's mum Nan because, you know, she was alive when I was alive. And I grew up, you know, calling her Nan. But, yeah, so my father's father died of a heart attack. My father's mother died of a stroke, which I know is a brain complication, not so much a heart. But then my father had a heart attack when I was 12. He had one when I was 16. He had one then when I was, I think it was 22. And he had another one again last year. I mean, my father is a champion. He's survived a lot of heart attacks. It just shows how amazing, you know, the medical industry has become.
Okay, 2 samples this time. 6 milliliters each.
When I was 12 and he had his first heart attack, I genuinely didn't think I was going to see him again. Because the way it's portrayed on TV and in movies. In TVs and movies, you basically have a heart attack, die on the spot. But, so obviously I learned through my, father's experience. That's not quite like that. Set it to 12.
Well, let's see how much of it we find.
But, yeah, it's kind of the same with me, like when I had my operation over New Year's, which was to remove my appendix. I've always known the appendix surgery to be they cut your stomach wide open and they pull it out. Because that's how I've seen it portrayed in movies and TV.
Nothing surprising. Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin. Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased stomach.
And, yeah, it generally wasn't like that. You know, I thought I was going to be in hospital for weeks. Because of how it's portrayed in movies and TV. But, no, it was nothing like that. It was keyhole surgery, three incisions. One for a camera and then 2 for the rods. I'm not sure what they're actually called.
The test showed that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident or a deliberate act. I'm proceeding to examine the stomach. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out. Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection.
But, yeah, it was 3 incisions. And then he used the rods to pull it out. And then he left me with a drain. A drain is basically a pipe that stays in your stomach and is attached to a bag outside your stomach. And the pipe collects all of the nasty stuff that the appendix leaves behind. For me, it was slightly complicated because I had an abscess on my appendix which ruptured and then caused my appendix to rupture. So yeah, there was like twice the amount of toxic sludge hanging around in my stomach. But 24 hours and the drain was removed. It was a rule where if it's under 20 mils, I can have it removed, and it stayed under 20 mils. So yeah, I got lucky with that one. And I was out within 3 days. So yeah, it's an amazing how advanced medical technology is now. Like, okay, so like my father's first heart attack, he had to have his chest cut open, he had to have stents, balloons, and you know, all this sort of stuff done, had wires coming off of him. Now, last year, when he had another heart attack, to replace the stents, they did it through his groin. I mean, that's how advanced it's become. Like, to go through your groin and follow the artery up, and then place your stent, the replacement stent, or do what he's got to do. That's phenomenal. Let's get on with cutting up this stomach. Again, I hope she chews her food, or chewed her food.
Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises. This time, we see remnants of undigested food and a dense mass of pills. You don't take this many drugs by accident.
So, overdose?
Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased. The direct cause of death was probably an overdose. I'll check the rest of the organs, and then the nervous system. We'll see how significant the marks on the neck are for the whole case. Lungs are normal, no lesions. The victim was probably a smoker, but was unlikely to be in any serious danger.
Trachea.
The deceased's trachea is normal. Complete patency. No food or fluid. The deceased's intestine is normal. No clear pathological changes. Abdominal cavity checked off. We can check the brain.
We're going into the skull.
I make a cut to open the lid of the victim's skull and remove the brain. Brain is normal. No obvious lesions. Alright. I need to dissect it on a board.
Dissecting board.
Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition. No discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who knows? Maybe the spinal cord has been severed. I need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer.
Okay.
Alice.
Don't tell me. Pills.
Saw. Oh, I know. I probably left it in the basement after its last cleaning. Mr. Ridley, I need a key to the basement.
It's in the social room.
Why is the key lying at the... never mind. Thank you.
Hey, Hammond. Did you hear about the convoy? Well, maybe you'll get a chance to relive your glory days and catch Red Beat again, huh?
Let's hope there won't be a need for that. If only he could put that much enthusiasm into his work. I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses.
So, I'm guessing this is the yeah.
Please, may this be the last trip.
Head to the basement and grab the spinal saw. How do I get to the basement? Do I take the pills? Ah, bloody gloves. No. That's it, buddy. That's the last of your pills. You want more pills, you're gonna have to start washing your hands. I'm gonna take a wild guess here.
Fuck. Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack, take a deep breath. Deep, pleasantly cool breath.
Well, there we go. I was thinking garage, but...
Nearly finished with the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest. I'll check. Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn Red Pete. Will I... If only...
There we go.
Forgot this thing was standing here.
What thing?
It would be easier if I put things away properly.
Oh. I didn't even see that. And I'm so glad.
Damn student lectures and their fucking props.
I'm so glad I did not see that skeleton. That was creepy.
Sorry for the short interruption. I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing the spinal cord.
Okay.
Removed.
That was gross.
Calm down, Jack. Take it easy. Take your pills.
No. I told you, you want your pills, you to stop.
I need to take my pills now.
Well, wash your damn hands. You wash your damn hands and then you can have your damn pills. Okay, that's the deal. I'll take the damn gloves off, at least. Come on. There's soap over there. No. Oh, this is disgusting. All that damn spinal fluid all over his hands and everything. He's just gonna swallow the whole...
I can see that the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose of barbiturates. Traces found on the body suggested the overdose was a deliberate act, following a failed attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded.
So, suicide.
Autograph, and we can start sewing. In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe. At home, it was a help and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts. Well, that's the way it goes. It isn't the drug, but the dose that makes the poison. Well, we're done for today. Thank you for your attention.
Rest in peace.
Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way. A nightcap will do me good. Good night, Mr. Ridley. The police will pick up the body and accompanying documentation in the morning.
Sure.
I guess there are actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude. Alright, maybe three things. My whiskey on the rocks when I get home. so cold. I guess I should have brought my jacket to work.
Where's the elevator? Here it
This
is.
block can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet.
I don't even watch floor I'm on. I do like how well detailed this game is. The developers have put some serious thought into it.
What? What the fuck? But I
Uh-oh.
I locked it. I'm sure of it. Who the fuck did this? I don't have anything valuable. Money. They must have stolen the money.
So, I'm going to go ahead and call an end to this episode and stream. Yeah, this game is really gritty. Really, really gritty and disturbing. If you have been disturbed by this game, I do apologize. It's not my intention. My intention is to entertain. And I hope I've entertained on a respectful level. Considering the subject of the content. And, yeah, because it's been touched upon within this game, I just want to say, if anyone is in a dark place, if any of my subscribers or anyone that's passing views or, you know, anyone in passing, absolutely anyone in the world, if you're in a dark place and you feel like there is no escape from the darkness, or if you're fighting demons, if you're, you know, struggling with drug addiction, or feel like you're imprisoned or trapped, just know there is a way out. And it's not suicide. I mean, yeah, you may be fighting darkness when you're alive, but when you're dead, it's infinite darkness. There is no escape. And if you think that you're doing it because it will make your family or your friends feel better, that's not true. They would rather have you here. I have lost people to suicide, and it's not nice. And I'm not trying to say that my situation when I've lost them is worse than when they were going through their demons or the dark places, or, you know, things like that. I'm just saying that from personal experience, I wish they would have opened up to me. Or someone. Just spoke about it. Currently in the UK, suicide in men is on such a massive rise. And a lot of it is down to them believing that their children would do better without them. They've lost their job and they feel that another man would take care of their wife better, or their girlfriend, or their, you know what I'm trying to get at, like someone that they love. They feel like if they took themselves out of the equation, then the ones that they love would do better in life. It's really not true. I have, had friends who tried to commit suicide and it didn't go to plan. And they've said, like, their suicide plan failing was the best thing that ever happened to them. Because they realized, like, whether it's an overdose and someone's, got to them in time and they've had the necessary medical attention, they wake up and see all the friends and all of their families around them worried, showering them with love and affection. And please don't do this as a way of getting that love and affection. You can get the same result by talking. I'm not saying it's easy, because I myself find it very difficult to talk about things that are bothering me. Men are forced under this stigma of, we're supposed to be strong, we're supposed to be warriors. I mean, you see it in YouTube shorts pretty much every other day. Women dream about dying alongside loved ones, while men it's shown that a knight in shining armor has just lost his entire army, and the enemy army is rushing towards him, and he's just there ready to fight. That is how men are being pictured as. And nobody really takes the time to realize that under that shiny metallic armor, there is a human. And sometimes that human is broken. Sometimes that human is battling scars that you will never see. So my advice to those who, to like the people outside of the circle of them killing themselves, I'm talking to the guys that, I'm talking to those men, women, everyone. If you feel like one of your loved ones is acting differently or anything like that, do everything you can to talk to him. I don't care if you have a doctor's appointment. I don't care if you had to be someplace to win £1 million or $1 million. None of that is more important than listening to your friend or your loved one. And maybe your friend or your loved one will say, I'm okay. I'm fine. They're just saying it because they feel they don't want to be a burden on you. So you gotta show them that there is nothing that they could say or do that would make them a burden on you. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for that segment. Like, for those who are feeling like they're in a dark place and they can't escape, suicide is going to put you into permanent darkness. Just don't do it. Fight against it. And I know you may feel tired one day, feel like you can't fight anymore. Yes, you can. Because if you are battling these demons or this darkness this long, you can fight them longer. Just hold out. And to those, again, around that circle, listen to your friends. Listen to your loved ones, listen to your partners, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your everythings. Just listen to them. Talk to them. If they acting strange, like they're being quiet or being locked up inside of a house or their apartment, they don't want to go out, just give them a knock on the door and talk to them. You don't want to be that guy or that woman who goes to their friend's apartment or house and find that they've taken their own life. And also don't be like, oh, I'm sure they're okay, I'll do it tomorrow. No, do it now. If you know someone in distress now, talk to them now. So yeah, please hit the like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications. Unfortunately, I didn't get any views for this live stream. So I'm hoping, people come in later on. And if you do come in later on, please leave a comment below. One thing I wanted to ask whilst playing this game, if you're a pathologist or a mortician or a medical examiner, how do you do the job? Or what got you into the job? Me, I don't think I could ever work with a dead person. I don't know. There's something that, you know, it creeps me out. But not like a, I don't think it's a rational fear. It's not a fear of like them popping up and scaring me or anything like that. I know that's not going to happen. The fear would be, have I done this correctly? Have I done this as respectful as possible? That would be my fear. Like, not doing it properly. Or would it get so dark that it weighs down on me and, you know, it sends me into a darkness? I personally don't think I could do this job in real life. So to those who do this job, I have massive respect for you. Please leave a comment below, and you know, if you're allowed to, because I don't know the rules or the laws or things like that around being in this kind of job. But yeah, tell me how you get through this type of job. Like, what is your like daily experience? Like, you wake up, have a shower, brush your teeth, have breakfast, go to work, you work with the body, and then go home, lunch, lunch, dinner, supper, you know. How does it go? So yeah, again, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for joining me.